Let's get another check of your WCNC weather impact forecast. Right now, some students up in the mountains are spending their day at home because of wintry conditions. A live look right now at downtown Blowing Rock. You can see some snow there on the ground. This morning, though, throughout the morning, we checked in, and it was a solid snow for several hours this morning. Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees joins us right now. A far different cry from what we were seeing just 24 hours earlier.
Yeah, so last night, of course, because of that northwest flow on the backside of that storm system, we did have pretty cold air. We did see a little bit better accumulation. In fact, it's actually still actively snowing Beech Mountain, Sugar Mountain. Of course, much less impact toward Blowing Rock, where only a trace to about an inch was expected. But anytime we have strong storms and on the back end, we have this risk of wintry weather. Better to be safe than sorry. This is going to start to die down, though, as we hit the second half of your Thursday for folks up in the mountains. So what you're seeing right now is probably going to be on the tail end of what the moisture content will be. Now, with the storm system passing through, we know winds in the mountains were expected to stay elevated, but look at Boone, just clocking 64 miles per hour. That is over a severe thunderstorm category, and in fact, just about 10 miles per hour away from Category 1 strength. So we talk a lot about the mountains being on the higher end when it comes to the higher elevations and the really strong winds. In fact, Grandfather Mountain, it's not abnormal some years to see multiple times with wind gusts over 100 miles per hour. As winds get stronger, the higher you go. So a much different story from Boone compared to about 37 in Charlotte. Winds are still gusting substantially today, just not quite as high as what you'll see for our mountain communities. Here's a little bit of that moisture lingering, and of course you can see the clouds as well. That again filtering out by the second half of today, and then after that we're looking at drier conditions at least for the last half of the week and heading into the first half of the weekend. Here's the cold front that passed through yesterday. The reason why we're seeing that lift to produce snow, again, this system here on the back end of that cold front won't impact us here in the Charlotte area, but we are going to see a few more clouds rolling into the area for Friday. Again, not a significant impact here, but you will notice a mostly cloudy sky for Friday. More moisture comes in for portions of the mountains, as they could actually see some rain Saturday morning, but it doesn't look like that storm system ever passes all the way through here. Now, what's interesting about the months of March and April is that we always talk about how these are the two windiest months of the year for the Charlotte area and really most of the Carolinas. Two big reasons why. Well, one, there's constant cold fronts coming through, which is why I showed you the series of fronts that will impact us. But two, it's also our severe weather season, which of course is driven by said cold fronts. And on top of that, because of the fact that we start to get warmer, that provides enough instability to see that change. So it's one of the reasons why you'll notice some pretty significant winds here, not only for the next few weeks, but potentially over the next month and a half. Now, with these changes also comes temperature roller coaster. We talk about this a lot this time of year as well in the spring. Temperatures today much closer to not necessarily normal for early March standards, but at least a few degrees lower, as we're now at 61. Tomorrow will be pretty much perfect. We will see more clouds, but temperatures closer to average. We soar into the 70s. Another cold front comes in, brings us rain, so we drop again to near 58 on Sunday, and then roaring back quickly to about 80 degrees by this time next week. So we oftentimes do, especially in winter, see pretty stagnant temperatures on the colder end, maybe a few peaks up and down, but nothing like this. This is certainly normal for this time of year. Now, with that next cold front coming in, we are also going to see a chance of rain on Sunday. It will not be widespread. It will not be all day, and it is primarily going to be along and south of the Charlotte area. But another thing that's coming through Saturday night and into Sunday morning is not just a cold front to produce rain, but also time to spring forward. We're back on daylight saving time, as of course we're currently in standard time, so you will unfortunately lose an hour of sleep Saturday night. But for folks who love the later sunrises and sunsets, especially as we get closer to the end of spring and eventually into summer, I think most people, Ben, that I talk to like daylight saving time over standard. So there you go, only a few nights to go.